Peace, peace. We're back again with another one. Your brother, your friend Tyrain L. And this time we're going to look at the big fight coming up, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Now, I'm trying to see if we can take math, aka numerology, and see if we can get some insight as to this fight. So, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a couple of different things. But the first thing I would love to point out, which is really interesting about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, if you look at their birthdays, Mike Tyson is born on 6/30, and 6 plus 30 equals 36, and 3 plus 6 equals 9. So he's a 9. And 9 represents Mars, the god of war. It also represents compassion. So a number 9 person will give you the shirt off their back. They're very compassionate, they're very helpful, but 9 is also ruled by Mars, which is the god of war, so they can at the same time turn up. Now, if you look at Jake Paul's birthday, he's actually born on January 17th. 1 plus 17 is 18, 1 plus 8 is 9. So we're dealing with two different 9 energies. Again, 9 is ruled by the planet Mars. This is where you get the term martial arts from. Okay, so I wanted to start off by pointing that out because I want to say that they're a lot alike in a lot of ways. And because they both have that 9 energy as their base number or their quote unquote personality number, both of them will be under the same vibration. And you'll see what I mean. And the way this works, guys, for those who don't know, this is actually math. We're using a mathematical equation to calculate their cycles. And you go through a cycle every 9 years, every 9 months, and every 9 days. And it can be calculated using a mathematical formula. So we're going to look at the day of the fight, which is November 15th, 2024. So if you look at Mike Tyson's birthday, we're going to start with the 6 and the 30. We're going to add 8 because 2024 equals 8. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. Then we add 11 for November, and then we add 15 for the 15th, and you get 70. So he's under a 7 vibration. Now, 7 represents the God number. It typically represents time alone, internalization, deep thought. Often under a 7 vibration, people will have health issues. That's very, very common. So I find that interesting because we already had to postpone this fight once due to health issues with Mike. However, because Jake Paul has that 9 base energy, he's also under a 7. So if we take his birthday and we look at 1 plus 17 plus 8 plus 11 plus 15, you get 52, and 5 plus 2 is 7. So they're both under a 7 vibration. Now, what I like to do is go and look at my reference guide and see what each of these numbers have to say. Now, we'll start with Mike Tyson under the 70 vibration. The keywords are for him for that day are partnership, travel, and business. Now, I find that very interesting because he's going to be conducting business that day. He's handling business, right? But it talked about him being offered a partnership that will be both financially profitable in the long run if both parties deal with fairness and integrity. It also says he needs to remain alert to changing conditions. Fluctuating trends need to be considered. Messages and communication regarding business abound, and travel for business may be necessary. And of course, he'll be out of town that day. Um, what's also interesting is it says that keep, this is for Mike, keep your imagination under control and don't envision problems where there are none. If you allow imaginary troubles to block your positive flow, you will lose out financially and professionally. Then your health may suffer. Now, I find that very interesting because if if he allows that to happen, his imagination, if he allows his imagination to envision problems where there are none, he actually can lose this fight. I've often noticed with the numbers, it almost seems like you have two options, right? And it depends on you. But I will say the 70 is a powerful number because the zero behind it gives divine protection. So, from my perspective, that would give Mike a slight edge on that day. Now let's read Jake Paul's. His is a 52-7. So we're still dealing with seven. Keywords for him are change, separation, and meditation. So it talks about him being, it talks about changing conditions may separate you temporarily from familiar lifestyle patterns. And you may experience a period of solitude in which you feel lonely and isolated. I think he's going to have to really have some contemplating to do that day. So he may find himself alone, deep thought. Um, it says trips into the country or seashore are therapeutic. Remember that separations during today are part of the ever changing rhythm of life, and changes bring new opportunity and challenges. It also says that on that day, Jake Paul must learn to strike a balance between what appears to be real and what is real. In this manner, you discover what has real value for you. So this is going to be an interesting day for him. He's definitely going to be in a lot of contemplation, a very contemplative mood. So will Mike. That seven energy will bring it out of you, but I think it's going to be a little more profound for Mr. Paul based on the numbers. So what I also wanted to look at, because honestly, looking at that, it almost kind of has it up in the air. I give it a little more to Mike because the zero represents divine protection. However, if we look at the actual month of November for both of them, they're both under a 1 month. However, Mike is under a 55 one. And the key words are honor, birth, and clarity. And it says this month, you may be honored for some achievement in which you have expressed intellectual leadership and skill. Um, it says the rewards are for prolonged endeavor. Since this is a period of culmination, separations or possibility, an affair may end, people may leave your circle. It says this vibration can bring the birth of a special child who may bring light and inspiration into the world. Obviously, he's not having a baby, guys, but it could be the birth of an idea or a thought. The triumphs of this month may set you off on a new journey that will require your energy and integrity. Now, I thought it was interesting that they said the triumphs. So I think he may be triumphant, and that's for only for the month of November. Now, when we look at Mr. Paul here and we go to him, he's under a 37-1. Now, his keywords are friendships, partnerships, love, and family. It says during the month of November, it's a calm, happy period, and a friendship with an influential person can help you achieve the results you desire. This may come through your mate or an existing relationship. I feel like they're feeling like, I think they're talking about Mike Tyson because clearly, that relationship is going to make him a lot of money. And for the record, guys, they're both in a money year. Both of them are set to make a ton of money this year based on their numbers. And obviously, this is going to be a big payout. But it also says on this month, Jake Paul will feel drawn to his family, ready to protect and defend them against any adversity. A slight militant attitude arises when you feel they are threatened. Also talks him being in a love vibration, him maybe possibly meeting somebody. And it says he may be attracted to philosophy, science, and the arts this month. But it also says business prospers this month and you benefit financially. Pursuits during this month may require travel, and we all know he'll be traveling for the fight, possibly over long distance. So, I think, guys, when we're looking at the numbers here, again, we're dealing with math, we're dealing with probabilities. We're not quote unquote predicting the future, but there are cycles that people go through, and you have a higher probability of achieving certain things during these time periods. So I really feel like Mike has a slight advantage because he has the 70, but they both have that seven energy. And that seven energy, again, a lot of times you're dealing with health. So this is going to be a real interesting fight. I'm excited to see. I'm going to give it to Mike. But I think Jake Paul definitely has a shot because there's a lot of other factors that we got to look at as well. Age, time, other things. But I think the numbers give a level of insight that we don't want to ignore either. I think everything plays a part. Again, I'm your brother Tyrain L. Link up with me. We meet every Sunday on Zoom, 8 to 10. I got classes. We have an online community. We're helping people become profitable traders. And we're teaching you this science so that you can benefit on understanding your personal cycles, right? And it's a beautiful thing when you can see how time is moving in a certain direction, right? And you can take advantage of that. So reach out to me. We got free readings. If you want some insight, give us a holler. We love to help you out. And tune in for this fight, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, November 15th. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to see who wins. And may the best man win. But I'm betting on Mike. We'll see. Let's go.